This is Bobby Garland Minnow Mind'R, one of my favorite jigs in my box. I use it all the time. I'm going to talk a little bit about it. It's got a split tail. It's natural. It gives it a natural look when it's in the water. And I want to show you a few techniques of how I rig it up. What I have here is a Bobby Garland Crappie Pro jig. As you can see, it's on a loop knot. It's perfectly balanced. And what I try to do is I'll rig my Minnow Mind'R. I'll go through the top, the thick part of the jig, and I want to come down through where I've got the open part right here where the split tail is. I want to come as far down as I can get with it, and then I'm going to come back through and run it up on my jig. And as you can see, it's set on there just as straight, perfectly balanced, and it's a great way to catch fish. Every once in a while I'll put a crappie nibble on it, but this jig right here, rigged on this Crappie Pro jig head, I promise you'll catch a lot of fish.
Ready.
This jig was called the Minnow Mind'R for you guys that like to tip a jig with a shiner, and I'm going to show you a real unique way to rig this jig up. So what we're going to do, we're going to go right down through. I pinched off about 4 ribs down, and I'm going to rig it up. I'm going to come right through the bottom where you've got your split, and I'm going to come about right there to where you've got the shank of this Crappie Pro jig. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a shiner and I'm going to rig this shiner from the bottom lip through the top. At that point, what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this jig around where I can take the cape part of this jig, and I'm going to come back over the top of my minnow. And what this is going to do, if this shiner happens to die, it's going to stay on the hook, and that's why it's still got its natural look, and it's still going to throw out scent, and you'll still be able to catch a fish on the Minnow Mind'R. That's what it's designed to do, to mind your shiner. Let me show you something else that's really cool about the Minnow Mind'R. You can take your live minnow off. Instead of using live bait, you can use soft plastics such as the Scent Wiggl'r. And what we're going to do, we're going to attach the Scent Wiggl'r to the hook, and we're going to run it down to the throat. Then we're going to take the Minnow Mind'R and we're going to turn it right back up to where we've got the hood, and we're going to take that hood and then we're going to come right back over the Scent Wiggl'r. And what this does, it works as a helmet. It's got the hood is just like a helmet. It's got that Scent Wiggl'r protected where it won't come off, and you've got a big bulky bait that you can use when you're out there and you've got bigger minnows that you need to increase the size of your bait. This is an excellent way to utilize the Minnow Mind'R and to do it with soft plastics instead of live bait. Something else that's really neat about the Scent Wiggl'r is the fact that you can downsize it, and to do that you just want to pop each one of the little nuggets off, and what you want to do is take these nuggets and put them in your bag. Now when you apply the nugget, it's gonna be extra scent. You want to run it down on the shank of the hook, and you want to get it on down, and then take your Minnow Mind'R and roll it back over the same way you would if you had a live minnow. And what you're going to do is you're going to take the cape, and then you're going to pull that cape right back over the scent nugget. And what that's going to do, that's going to leave plenty of room for that fish to be snug on that hook. And and it's going to be just like a helmet. It's going to keep that little scent nugget locked in place to where you've got a good hookup on your crappie. That's why the Minnow Mind'R is one of my favorite jigs in my tackle box, because it's so versatile and I can do so many different things with it.